one in 209, and so I have actually office hours that I have a couple office hours that I posted anyway because for my other course, and I told them, well, you can I have one on Tuesday and you can come talk with me then. But I'm wondering actually if we should how to think about office hours. I was almost thinking that. I mean, are there ways that we should be doing office hours for this course? Like, I feel like in a way we should be able to get everything done during the course. Like maybe we should even be spending time. Maybe we should have scheduled into each meeting like 15 minutes of we're in breakout rooms, or so, I don't know, something like we could build the office hour right into the course because we know the students are available then.
I have Oh, Adam, sorry, go ahead.
Well, or we could have office hours different times of the week outside the course,
I had an idea because I went to, over holiday break, I got invited to a journal had all of its editors set up meetings via a kind of request online input sheet. And the idea was really nice. You could pick anyone you wanted a slot with and meet with them one-on-one. And I'm thinking so my initial reaction to your query is that I have set up and invited students to a weekly Friday office hours I'll be hosting for 3 hours that I'm open. And I already had 2 students come last Friday because there were some getting computer set up issues that I was able to immediately assist with. But I don't think all the faculty need to be available for office hours now, but I think what you're pointing out is important for final projects. So I think during the final project session, it'll be important to structure with me and Penelope, creating some kind of way that students can have a 20-minute slot with Naomi or a 20-minute slot with you. And it would be during the class maybe, but it would be one-on-one. Does that sound like a good medium ground?
Yeah, maybe it's...
Unless everyone can do office hours if they want to. But I think having 6 people have office hours all semester is just not necessary. I'm happy to have my slot and maybe have Raphael merge with my slot at times for computer needs. But everything else is, I think, by appointment, if you ask me. If someone wants to meet with Penelope, they can just email Penelope and meet with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if everyone else is here. Are we just the 3 of us, or? Oh, no.
So.
Raphael's here.
I'm here, yeah.
Hi, morning, Raphael. Your computer's on its way, but it won't be there for another whole week. I think the 10th or 11th is when... I neglected to respond to your email. Brendan and I sent separate packages. So you have a tracking number from Brendan. You'll get the computer separately.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I checked this morning. I think the package is now in Mexico City. So I think now it's probably going to go to business and then be shipped to my city. So, as you said, by the end of the week, maybe I'll get it. But I'll let you know.
Penelope, did you get yours yesterday? Sorry?
I got mine yesterday. I haven't had a chance to set it up. I'll do it today after class. No, it's been crazy. I also wanted to let you all know that we're doing this fellowship through the CST that's going to interfere with 6 Mondays of class. I'm going to have to leave from 2 to 3. I've marked them already on the calendar. Yeah, stuff.
2 to 3 only. Okay, so you'll be there at least for literally a half hour?
Yeah.
Ish? Okay. What is this your STEM talk?
No, this is the diversity reading fellowship, and there's 8 people, and of course the only hour of the whole week is 2 to 3 on Monday. So I have to be there.
When does that kick in?
I've set the dates that I saw that I could kind of take out. we were flexible that way. So I knew like the day that I have a really heavy load to carry, that's 209, we're off the table. But it starts on February 15th when I may miss that lecture. I'm not sure.
That's when Alvy Ray is going to visit.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I mean.
Yeah, I can watch the recording. Yeah.
Actually, about that, while we're on that really quickly, can I ask you, Penelope, do you know about, well, I can probably look into this myself. I would like to do that recording in a way that only records his presentation, as in, well, I guess it is that way. When you do I looked at some of the Zoom recordings from last week. We're not getting all the students in those recordings. It defaults to speaker view automatically.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to change that.
No, that's good. I mean, I want, especially that recording, if we post it, I wouldn't want to include student identifying characteristics if we were to like share that maybe as like a thing.
Right. Yeah, I would say that, you can edit those videos pretty easily afterwards, but it would be great if we just stop the recording.
Before students, yeah. Questions and answers.
If he invites people to ask questions in the middle, maybe what we should do is alert the students that this is being recorded. Well, would we want to make it public, like just post, do we want to make it public outside the class?
I'm considering preparing for the option of wanting to do that, not making the decision necessarily right now if we will do that, but like recording it with the mentality that maybe, for example, if students ask questions, it can be in chat and I can moderate a conversation, or there can be a conversation after an initial 20-minute presentation. I think that's the best idea, just like a 15-minute presentation that we might record and maybe share, and then students in conversation for 15 minutes, like directly. I like that idea the best, personally. I think that's also what he liked, the conversation. But I just want to be able to like get like if possible, like a YouTube video of a segment. Not a big deal.
I mean, even if it's just for future year students, like to be able to show them that.
And it doesn't have to be like the whole 45-minute class, just like a 10-minute segment.
Right. You can. I mean, I know in Zoom it's really easy to just cut off the beginning and cut off the end, even if you've recorded the whole class. I don't know how to edit in the middle. It's more complicated from the Zoom settings. But
I just wanted to bring that up, though, anyway, so that's good to know that that's going to happen. I'm going to reach out to him this week to confirm everything's ready, and then I emailed everyone today. I'm not sure not everyone knew necessarily about Alex. That's because it's very quick. We're not paying Alex. Alex is only coming because he's a conference colleague who is in diversity and inclusivity at a conference for student volunteering. And the student volunteer applications go out in early March. So we wanted to give students awareness of it if they were interested in applying, because it's a great opportunity.
so who is Alex? He's at Princeton?
No, Alex is at the SIGGRAPH conference.
At the SIGGRAPH.
He's the student volunteer lead. So that's why, in particular, they're a good contact for this.
So he's a student?
No, he's in charge of the student volunteering as an enterprise for the conference.
Got it.
So he's basically going to say, if you'd like to get involved with this conference, here's what you need to do to apply to the student volunteer program. And, I know it's a really great program, at least in normal years, and I have no idea what it's like in the virtual setting, but
they're having as many volunteers as normal. So
he'll just kind of give a little blurb about that at the end of so that's at 4:00.
That's right at the end. And we're gonna cut it tight at 4:20, right? Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a question to the changes to the schedule that you made. So you gave me 30 minutes now, and I had 15 minutes for that lecture portion. I don't think I have that much content. I don't think it matters, but so are you not going to show the students how to upload the scene today?
I am. I just wanted to move that to the beginning of the material conversation because it makes more sense to me to prepare one tutorial slideshow that picks up where we left off and then segues from your conversation back to materials for the majority.
Okay.
That's the only reason I made that change. The half an hour segment is obviously flexible. The students aren't going to see this. When you're done, I'll go.
Well, we have a break. We'll just take a break whenever I'm done.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You're before the break, then I'm right after the break.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you? Oh, let's see. I'm looking at this now too. This is.
Are we doing the, sorry to interrupt, are we doing the meet and greet thing again today?
We are, and the students are going to discuss the prompt that they came up with for the Albers piece and talk about their pieces in that small group.
Okay, good, yeah. Oh, that's
Would you-
exciting, I get to see some.
Would you prefer? There's two possibilities I can think of. One, it was just mentioned that whenever we kind of get done with it, that's when we'll go right to break. And then the other possibility, if you want to kind of push it back and have the break happen at 2:30, whenever, whatever time is left, Penelope, I could basically backfill that. I'm quite sure I could. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I have things that I could say that are about materials that, and about light reflecting off materials that I think I could just spontaneously jump in and show like a couple pictures or slides. Only as there is as much time as available.
That's great. Do you want me to just flip through my slides really quickly? I mean, I'm still editing, but then you can know what you would add.
Yeah, that sounds great. And then just however much time until 2:30, I can kind of say some things.
So
Great.
I was going to do like a 30-second review because you already covered this on the visible light piece, and then talk about reflection and surface roughness and what that does to what a material looks like. I was going to talk about what materials are, like how they're formed.
Well, those are the actual Unity pictures. That's great, Penelope. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I tried to bring it back to Unity, right? So then
Amazing.
I'm just going to briefly talk about bonding and what that does to free electrons at the surface, and then what that does to light reflection. I'm just going to show a couple art pieces in the three, classic engineering mediums, so ceramics, plastics, and metals. Just briefly about mirrors, and this seems like a lot. That's why I might cut some out. This is
That's awesome.
I love it. This
It's
is
a
awesome.
composite material. This
Yeah,
is so cool. It's not just metal. This has plastic on it, which I love that. And then I'm going to talk about just some more complicated materials, biomaterials to get to skin. So here's the skin, here's the layers of skin, why it has sort of these funky optical properties, and then the use of technology to capture skin translucency. And I'm going to take that back to the Flemish works and then to physically based rendering. And I think that's great work. Adam, maybe you can take over because I don't know about physically based rendering that much.
Well, I think that's perfect. But honestly, so everything that you said is so great, and I feel like this is. I mean, this course is kind of bouncing back and forth between kind of science and engineering and art, and this is really kind of grounding the science part of it, which is really lovely. But it's also in, you've got art pieces in there to say there is science behind the art. So it's like so perfect for this course. And my gut, just looking at the slides that you showed, is that is actually half an hour's worth of material. But if there happens to be 5 minutes and you want, I can jump in and add a little bit about like where you left off with the skin. I can talk about subsurface scattering of light and things like that. But I don't even know if it's necessary. Like I kind of think, I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, that actually feels to me like half an hour.
Yeah, it did feel long, and I was going to try to cut some out, but then there's not really much to cut.
I don't think you should cut. It was all really good. That's all like exactly what this course is like. So it's
perfect.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I think that the only thing I would add is that there's a great point there to pick up and point towards light fields. I don't know if you're, Adam, are you familiar with light field and computational photography like that?
Yeah, but I don't have stuff ready to go on that, and I'm not sure I think that maybe we might want to come back with that later. I feel like it's pretty advanced stuff for graphics.
Especially when Jane is here.
That's what I thought Jane was going to, like, direction of light, right?
Well, yeah, light fields are more like, it comes right from that last slide you showed, actually, but it doesn't, you're right. I mean, Jane is not talking, when I say light field, if you're not familiar necessarily, the concept is a recording mechanism for capturing 3D space. So it's less of like a lighting thing and more of like a computational computer science thing. But yes, Jane is going to touch on light. That's accurate. And I'm excited about that. On that note too, though, in the sheet, I'm not sure if everyone's on board with the readings I put in there. They're like 2 little articles that could lead to Jane's meeting. And I just made those links in there. I don't know if everyone else has this sheet available or if I should share the links. They've been in all the documents I've been sharing the whole time I've been sharing anything. One is on, well, they're in particular about racial issues in materials and color. And I thought that was topical considering the conversations that are happening across the board at Princeton and in the broader context about anti-racism and how it can be woven into curriculum.
I tried to follow the first link, the Scientific American, and it didn't open.
It was broken?
Yeah. It just says, we're sorry, the page you're looking for could not be found.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Let me look. It was there last week. Hold on a second. You're looking at it from the link in the calendar, in the sheet? Yeah, okay.
That's good. It did work before.
Did it work for you, Penelope, right now? Or is
Not this time. It worked last week or a couple weeks ago when we shared it with Jane.
Let me just make it update it really quick. But
maybe we could,
yeah.
Maybe we can even drop it in the, in Canvas or something like that.
Yeah, I would want to. It's in the sheet just because now it's working for me. So the link just opened for me. I'm gonna get rid of the other one because I thought the story of the Black Band-Aid was interesting, but maybe it's not as important as just one quick article. So I just adapted it to the one link.
I see the problem.
Is it?
The link is actually both links together.
Now it's only one. So it should work.
Yeah. Got it.
Good question. So if I was just going to look at the schedule online. I guess it's not live yet for today.
Yeah, I'll publish it right now.
But are you updating it? Because you just said something like, it looks like, I'm not looking at another schedule. So this one has only 15 minutes for physics of materials. Is this the old one? That's updated?
Yeah, I'm updating it now, so I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
We just made that change just now, so that makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah, Canvas and our internal sheet are always kind of like one step behind each other, maybe, unless.
Yeah, I forget. How do we get to our internal sheet? I just go to Google Drive.
It's in your calendar. It's also probably in your in your drive, but it's always going to be in the calendar. But if you presumably, if you just Google Sheets.
Okay, syllabus. Let's see. Lesson plan spreadsheet. Is that the one?
Lesson plan spreadsheet. Exactly.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. That's great. So nice. Good. Organized here. Okay. Okay, so it's at 2 for half hour. Got it.
Oh, Naomi, while I have you your ear here too, I should say 2 quick things if we have time to, unless there's something I'm skipping over that we just. Well, the reading. Before I forget, do we like the reading or should we cut it? It's fine if we want to cut it. I mean, it's a short reading.
Whoops, it froze.
I froze. You froze, Naomi. You're frozen. Everyone else is frozen. Whoa.
Same day, we could lead that discussion if you think it would be, you'd like
a chance to get a drink of water, because it's a lot to to just go for the whole block of time. So
I know this is something that she's interested in because she brought it up during our meeting, so it probably will work well. I just want to run it by her so she has sort of this context of what the students have read.
She liked it, right? No, we shared it with her early on.
Yeah, I would just share it again because that was a while ago and just say, hey, this is the reading that we're thinking of, and does that work? And we can facilitate the conversation, or you can, however you're comfortable.
Yeah, it's so short. I just think it's like a relevant kind of brief. It's not like a assignment that would take more than literally 5 minutes to read.
Yeah. Can you download a PDF and put it up on? I know this link doesn't work for me. I have to sign in, which is fine. Maybe Princeton has a sign in, but it would be easier for the students if we could put a PDF.
Yeah, I can send it to you right now.
Yeah, so if anyone notices that I forgot to publish the schedule of the day of class, just send me an email, or just if you can do it yourself, doesn't matter. Sometimes I forget. And Daniel, we have to meet with Sigrid this week too, as per email. It would be great if we don't meet late in the week, because if we have to prepare anything, it would be better to not prepare it over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm ready to broach that topic. While I have your two ears, I need to ask Naomi something, but also Penelope. Did we, over the weekend, I went to a fabric store that is in like an abandoned schoolhouse, and I got a whole bunch of really cool like meshy fabrics that are like nets that are kind of like really nice, flexible, soft nets. Did we send materials that are netty to students?
No.
We
found that they would just use the like fabrics in their rooms. The only thing that we sent them for that module is the plaster to build the shells.
Well, I want to see if Sigrid is interested. This was when it's hard to have these isolated conversations. When I met with Rebecca was very like, the idea is the net. It must be the net. It is not material. It is net material. And therefore, what I thought would be relevant was if I still have time to do this and bandwidth, I could mail a 10-inch segment of this to each student in the next week if we want them to have a stretchy net, because they can visualize this with their RealSense camera and it would look really cool. I mean, to have, because they can actually, they could measure the warp and woof if pressure puts on something, or they could, set this up on like 4 toothpicks and put a rock on it. I mean,
but I mean, that looks cool. That's why we should meet with Sigrid, tomorrow if possible.
Yeah, so we sent them gauze, and that was really it.
Plaster embedded gauze, so it's really not even gauze.
Oh, okay, plaster. Yeah. Well, I'll see if Sigrid likes this idea. So then that was that about that, and then Naomi.
Yes.
I want to make sure that we are ready with our Sphero background. I had a lot of fun with one of our students, Wendy Yan, on Friday, because she had just gotten back from like traveling and she was setting up her computer. So I met with her on Friday and she really liked setting up her Sphero. We did find out that there's a firmware update issue with them all. So I'm going to have to make sure that ahead of your class, I prepare before the class actually starts. I'm going to have to talk to the students to make sure that they update their firmware, first of all. And then secondly, I also wanted to see if you and I or Penelope or the three of us together, plus also your postdoc, maybe you, if possible, would you be able to maybe ship her one of your Spheros because you got 2? I hate to, or you could just return it to Brendan, or we could ship her a new one. We could do it either way. If you, I have a feeling, because you're so busy, that you haven't opened them.
open them, they're sitting right there, but I really just would love to get on the phone, like I just have a call with you just to help me get up to speed, because the time that it's going to take me to like figure out, I haven't even downloaded the app. I guess I have to download an app and you do it through your phone, or I get it on my computer.
That is the thing. Sorry to stop. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the phone, unfortunately, you have to update the firmware with a tablet, but then they do run off the computer and you can code them off of a PC. You can actually communicate with them off a PC, but they don't work from the PC unless you update the firmware with a tablet. So anyway,
yeah, could you and I get on the phone so I could do it from my computer? I don't have a course computer, I just have mine.
You'll be able to do it with, you have a PC?
I have a Mac.
You have a Mac? I think you can do it with a Mac too. You don't have a PC at all.
But the app is so easy. The app is just, you can code the app too.
Yeah, well, that's presuming she wants to on her phone. I mean, do you have a tablet, Naomi?
Or I can click on my iPad?
Oh, you have an iPad? That's as good as anything. Yeah, you can use your iPad for it.
Okay.
So why don't we figure out when you want to do that?
I don't have a keyboard for my iPad, so it's going to take me forever to type anything.
Well, here's the good part about this. So I really love the Sphero app, and I do think it might be childish to some. That's because it is supposed to be education for all, but it has the benefit of letting us create. What I created was a classroom account, like for teaching. So basically, there's a way you can set up a course in the Sphero app that syncs also with whatever account you create with it across desktop or iOS. And with that, what I mean is that, like, if I make a program over here and you log in, Naomi, on your iPad, you'll have the program also. Or the students.
I log in on my computer, though. I'm just saying on my iPad, I'm not set up I don't have a keyboard. I have to just
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that, whether you want to code it or I can help you code it, and then you will have the program on your app, on your iOS device. What I'm saying is that it'll sync. So yes, you could make something. What I'm implying is yes, you could make it on your computer and it will sync with your tablet.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. You understand?
I guess I should do both.
You can do either.
Just get up and running really easily on my phone or my iPad.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we have like a little meeting just to help me get up to speed? Just
coding is really loosely termed here because it's like dragging and dropping images to code. So that's why it's set up for the app. But it'd be better to have better control over it.
I just, I really haven't had the time to invest in getting set up. Obviously, I opened it in December and I still haven't done anything. So I would appreciate that. And well, I don't really want to send my Sphero because I want to have my Sphero to Maria.
Well, it's only because you have two, but and we're not.
So you want me to send her the fancy one?
I thought you might want to because you don't need to use both because the students don't have the fancy one, but she might want to play with the fancy one.
The one that they have. Yeah, can't we just order her one? Or no?
We can order her one of the one that they have, yes. But I also thought because she's so into drawing with robots, she might do something really cool with the fancy one. But I'm just projecting.
I can do that too. But I think maybe not for. It would be. I don't know. I guess I can do that.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do it. I just was throwing it out there because you're both. I assume you're both in Princeton.
Yeah, but I don't see her, so I have to go. I guess I could leave it in the lab.
No, don't even worry about it. I'll just ship her I'll get her shipped.
Any extras? Because she can go pick it up or something.
I think we actually have pretty much capped out our 20 of everything, if I am correct, because we sent Penelope and Raphael and 20. We have 18 students.
I thought we had 17.
We have 17 students, but okay, and then exactly we have. Ordered 20, so there were 3, and then Penelope has one, Raphael has one. I don't think there's one left. I'll have to check with Brendan. But
That's fine.
But it's also $40 for the Sphero. Yeah.
It's only $40, right?
Raphael, you'll have your Sphero any day now, and then
Yeah, that would be great if we could get one of these little ones, and then obviously I can share the fancy one with her.
Oh, and I guess I should ask too. Should we coordinate with Amy about a Sphero? Like maybe she has one.
She has some. What's the one that has like a head or something?
BB-8. She has the one Penelope has.
Yeah, she has a VA.
Okay, well that's. I mean, if she wants one, I don't know if you want to set up a meeting with us and her ahead of the class.
Yeah. Let me just make a note to,
Because she's not just doing a visiting lecture; she's really going to be there for the whole module.
yeah, maybe we should just offer to send her one, so she has exactly what we have.
Maybe that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just plan to do that? I mean,
Okay, I'm going to make a note of that.
Do you want me to send her mine, or you're good? Or should,
no, I think you should have one too. I mean, they're only $40.
yeah, they're not bad.
Everybody should have one.
I'm showing mine, my BB-8 in action here. I've already showed it. Okay, no.
Oh, I see. You don't have those little.
I do have it. This was taken previously.
Oh.
So I don't know if we wanted to discuss does any grading have to be done yet? I know that all of these activities are being called activities, and then on Jane's Day, which is Wednesday, it's our mini challenge. But do we have to input anything yet? Or, I mean, I know that we left it up to you, Adam, for the grading piece, but I don't know.
Well, that actually brings up a good point. Can I ask Raphael, while you're here, can you start? Would you mind taking attendance as part of your AI ship? It's a common AI thing. Are you doing it, Penelope, or do we not?
I am. I'm not sure why it's not on Canvas. I have to ask to have it added, and I forgot. Is attendance not usually a thing that's taken at Princeton? Is the thing?
I don't know.
Not sure, but I can do it.
Actually, I think what we ought to do, so the students should, I think we did tell them it, but we should basically, I can't remember if we told them, we should tell them, you need to come because.
It's on the syllabus.
Yeah.
It is on the syllabus, so I feel comfortable that even though we haven't verbalized it, it's there.
Yeah. And maybe we should just kind of say it because there's, it's so much. But on the other hand, there are going to be cases where they can't because they're sick or they're on an airplane or things like that. And so it's like, I kind of feel like it's good to kind of track if people are missing so that we can kind of check in with them and kind of nudge them. But I don't think that it's going to, in the end, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Like everyone's going to come all the time and they're going to let us know when they can't because they're sick or whatever.
But all I'll say, Adam, quickly is I think what you've just said is exactly what we should do in the first 10 minutes of class today. Like we had discussed how we wanted to percolate the syllabus and kind of introduction stuff over the first 2 weeks. And we kind of like need to keep doing that because like we didn't actually go over the syllabus with the students. We kind of just jumped into the class. So if in the first 10 minutes today, we want to say, so, you have in-class activities, which you're not being graded on exactly, but they're counting towards participation. So you have to be here and follow through with these tutorials. But the only thing that actually gets evaluated is mini challenges, which we will introduce as such. And then segue that back to what you were saying, Adam, about attendance expectations. That would be a good thing to point out, I think, today, because I myself get confused about, is this tutorial a mini challenge or just an exercise, and are we grading them? And I don't know if the students know that they're not getting graded on their Albers color exactly, but they're getting graded for doing it. I mean, as in they have to do it, right?
Right. Well, what do you think? I mean, should we just, in a way, like they're all going to get an A at the end anyway, probably, because this is the kind of class where only students sign up for it because they're, sufficiently engaged with this that they're going to all put in the effort and have the interest. And it's really, also, I'm finding it really difficult to say your artistic thing is not up to my standards. Like,
I think it's just important to find out where feedback happens, right? So I think feedback best happens after each module. So there's maybe there's going to be after visual module ends, like they ideally. So this is actually a good subtle segue to something that I want to make sure everybody looks at very quickly, that I am getting this almost totally working. So this is today we're going to go over how they can do their uploading of their activity onto WebGL through itch.io. And this is because my Wi-Fi, I guess, is not working very well. It's not loading very fast. But this should be loading. This is the blog that everyone kind of knows exists, but no one has seen yet because I haven't gotten it to work yet, because the way it works is I have to have McGraw allow all of us to have admin access or not. Simply put, the idea is that hopefully by the end of this module in visuals, all the students will have something like this. This is an interactive WebGL demo, right? From the project demo that they've been working on. And they will learn how to individually upload their object and their Albers environment to this site. That's what that tutorial gave an overview of. And then when they get it on this site, itch.io, they can embed it onto our blog in on a page that says, exercises in visuals in Unity, right? Or something like that. Does that make sense to everybody? And that's like their final mini challenge. And I'm implying that this actually, what this would be, the uploaded thing, they're learning how to upload it now in an iterative way by doing it with the activity. But the actual final thing that they'll upload will be after Jane's class too, right? So it's not like last week's. It's like, so they learned how to add materials, they learned how to add lighting, and hopefully today and by the end of the week, they'll know how to actually upload it. Because this is really practical knowledge for when they make a final project. So they'll want to be able to know how to create an online interactive version of their final project. Does that sound good to everybody, or is this too confusing? Hello?
It sounds good. I don't know if it will be confusing. We'll have to see. They're going to take their project and let's see if they can do it. I think they can. Doesn't seem like it will be confusing for me. I don't think it will be confusing for the students. But hopefully I'll know how to do it at the end of today too.
Oh, it's pretty easy. Yeah. It's just like, making a YouTube video from Adobe Premiere or from, iMovie at this point.
All right, I have to run. I don't know if anyone has any more questions that I can address, but I have to run.
I'm sorry, I tuned out for a little bit and missed some of the questions about grading. But I guess you can catch me up once you figure out what you're going to do for this module.
Adam's going to be our model.
Guinea pig is the right word. Right. So, okay. So, well, look forward to seeing you all this afternoon. And I think we're set in terms of the kind of the plan for today. And I think that was a good idea, Daniel. At the beginning, we'll kind of make that first 10 minutes like, hey, everyone, here's the syllabus. Here's what, our expectations are for the course. And then we can go into our breakouts and do our kind of meet and greet and then come back. And that'll work really, I think that'll flow nicely. Yeah. Good. So, well, see you all at 1:30.
Yep. Thanks.